Out in Coventry and Leamington, you might notice a message on the side of a bus saying love and peace. Over 100 buses will be carrying the message, and it's part of a campaign led by the MDR Muslims in the aftermath of 7/7 to promote greater understanding of Islam. Mr. Mumtaz Ahmed Malak, who is president of the Coventry branch of the Ahmadiyya Association, who joins me in the studio now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us on the programme. Explain to me what the Ahmadiyya Muslims believe and how they differ from the Sunni and the Shia. Explain to me the differences. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. May peace and blessing of Allah be upon you. That's the traditional Islamic greeting. Basically, Ahmadiyya movement fundamentally is the same as the other movements are, though we differ in some respects because we are trying to revive the pristine original values of Islam, the true values of Islam. The fundamental 5 pillars of the faith are exactly the same. But we believe that the promised Messiah, who was being awaited by all these sort of various sections of religions, etc., he has arrived, and he was born in Qadian in 1835. And he claimed to be the promised Messiah that the world was waiting for. And he was a subordinate prophet to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And he brought us a message, which basically fundamentally teaches us to always be mindful towards God, who's our creator, and to always keep his memory fresh in our hearts, and to deal with his creation with love, affection, harmony, and tolerance. He has actually devoted his life to spreading the message of peace and goodwill to Muslims and non-Muslim likewise. So and he's trying to unite,
So, no, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I mean, is that what this campaign is about, this bus side advertising campaign? Is that trying to promote that message?
Fundamentally, it's a message of peace, which is originally sort of started in 1889, if you like, yes. But we have actually currently discovered, as you know, that there are a lot of questions being asked because of the acts of extremism being carried out, 7/7, 9/11, etc. And since then, there are abhorrent and, terrible acts being carried out. The people ask question, is Islam, religion of peace, or is it for death and destruction or terrorism? Do Muslims have divided loyalties? Do women have equal status in Islam, for example? They are fundamental questions people ask. And these questions have to be answered again, and hopefully to the majority of the people. So part of the campaign is to spread the message through various mediums, of course, including press, of course, to try and spread the message, true message of Islam, which is of peace and harmony. And
to say that those that perpetrate things like 9/11 and 7/7 are not representative of Islam.
Exactly, absolutely, yeah. The message of loyalty, freedom, equality, respect and peace, which we are sort of pummeling through the doors, as well as we're advertising on buses. And we have our channel, Sky Channel, dedicated 24 hours for this message. It's fundamentally this message. Islam actually is a religion which tends to unite people under one message of peace and unity, humanity for all people, goodwill and humanity for all people, in fact. Its message is designed for that, actually. So it is a religion which believes in a peace in society, for society to develop economically, socially, financially, intellectually, and peace is an absolute prerequisite for being a Muslim. And those people who carry these acts out, actually, they are not representative of Islam at all. And unfortunately, media has in fact spread them in such a way that unfortunately people sometimes, being susceptible to some of these propagandas, might start think otherwise.
So it's an important message to get out, to counter the commonly held perception that perhaps has been perpetrated by a minority that is the opposite to love and peace, isn't it?
Absolutely. And also to stand united with the majority of the people in the UK community. I mean, UK has actually, UK British society, in fact, has a lot of common values with Islam. Freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, compassion, human sympathy, charity towards the underprivileged, disabled, that sort of thing. We have a lot of common ground with the host community. So we want to be part of the host community, trying to alienate these extremists in their sort of design, if you like. And assure the majority that we actually stand for these values, which are actually strengthening the society and not dividing it, if you like.
Indeed so. I mean, we hear and get concerned when we hear about a jihad being issued. What is a jihad? Explain that to us.
Okay, jihad is a Arabic word which means striving. Basically striving for good. Unfortunately, lately it's been sidelined, they're striving for bad. But basically it means striving. It starts with self-reformation, developing yourself morally, spiritually, intellectually, to become a useful part of the society, as a father, as husband, as a son.
Which is completely the opposite of the way it gets portrayed, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because especially the loud sort of voices of extremism actually are sort of giving a totally sort of distorted message because of their own wild sort of designs. But yeah, it's individual within his own sort of family, his fulfilling his responsibility as a human being, and then within the society, the loyalty to the society that we live in, the law to respect, the equality with individuals, and the message of peace, and of course freedom of speech and conscience and religion. They are fundamental to Islamic values, and these are the ones Islam propagates. It does not dominate in any way in its faith anyway. It tends to build bridges, and it mentions that pass the message on with courtesy, with wisdom, with logic, and with reasoning. Of course, that's a fundamental way of it.
Sure.
There's no compulsion in the message at all. But unfortunately, it's been portrayed as a religion of compulsion which forces its dogmas on people, but no, it's not. It's a lot of commonality with Christianity and Judaism, of course, because they are from same creator. And since same creator has sent these messages, therefore there's no contradiction in the message at all. It's the medium or the conduit that people use to transfer their messages, like is sometimes distorted or deliberately sort of distorted to meet the political ends.
Well, let's hope that your advertising campaign gets through. We could all do with a bit more love and peace in our lives. Mr. Mushnaz Ahmed Malik, thank you very much for coming in the programme this morning.
Thank you very much for inviting me anyway.
Very good to see you. Thank you.